Officers carry guns to protect themselves and others in life-threatening situations, but what happens when the gun ends up in the hands of the suspect?
Gun!
Oh, he's trying to shoot me! He's trying to shoot me!
You got a gun! You're about to die, my friend!
Here are 8 times that criminals grabbed police officers' guns and regretted it. Meet 31-year-old Michael Chad Brenol, who, on August the 23rd of 2019, earned himself a trip to the police station after driving drunk to his girlfriend's house. Before transport, his girlfriend advised police that Michael suffered from depression, and once at the station, he exhibited extreme behavior such as crying on the floor for over 10 minutes and claiming that he had a gun in his shoe.
Sit down. Sit down in my shoe.
Yeah, sit down.
There's a gun in my shoe.
Okay, sit down.
Alright.
I'll get the gun out. You sit down.
I want to sit down.
Okay, stay seated.
Sit on my seat.
Okay, good job. Thanks for sitting.
Gun in my seat.
Stay down. Okay. Stay seated. Alright? You don't want to fight with me. You definitely don't want to fight with this guy. Just sit your ass and stay. Okay?
You're not letting me go.
No, we're not letting you go.
For what?
We told you there'll still be a few minutes before you can go anywhere.
For what?
Before we go to jail. Anyway, give me your shoe.
No.
Yeah.
Not giving you my shoe. Not giving you my shoe.
I got it. Okay, he's got my gun! He's got my gun! You're about to die, my friend! Let go! Don't grab the gun!
Valley 41, shot fired.
Shots fired, shot.
You good? You good? We need medical. Yeah.
Acting out. 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 Lane. Door. Out. Stay here.
Following Michael's death and the release of the body cam footage, the community expressed outrage at Sergeant Tyler Longman for not only shooting a handcuffed suspect at point-blank range, but for being so vindictive as to announce, "You're about to die, my friend," before ending his life. Michael's family was especially heartbroken and angered by the video, with his mother stating he took the time to think about that to say those words and then aim and shoot and kill Chad. Michael's family was even more disturbed when they found out this wasn't the sergeant's first time killing a suspect, it was actually his third. The family argued that there were clear indicators that Longman shouldn't have been trusted with a firearm and should have been demoted or fired before this point, but it seemed that he would still maintain his position after a review committee found that he didn't break department policy and he was allowed back on duty. Surprisingly, he was also cleared by the district attorney's office of any criminal charges. However, the family would receive some form of justice 3 years later after settling a wrongful death lawsuit with the city for $350,000. While there may be big questions surrounding the case, there's no doubt that officers were fighting for their lives in this next one, where a suspect grabbed an officer's firearm before they could even handcuff him. On January the 16th of 2024, officers responded to an apartment building where a man had allegedly assaulted his mother, causing a head injury. And when the officers arrived, they were met outside by the victim, who then led them to her apartment, where 39-year-old Melvin Butler was hiding.
Melvin! Hi, Melvin? Yeah. I'm police officer Brenol. I work in the 73rd precinct. Mind if I come in and speak with you? I'm sorry? I would rather not speak through a door. Mind if I come in? Melvin? Mind if we come in? Or do you want to step out? Well, can we come in and speak to you, or do you want to step out and speak in the hallway? It's up to you.
It's like, I don't know why it's like so many of y'all.
There's not that many of us.
How many of y'all are
You said what?
there? How many?
There's a couple of us. Not that many of us. You open the door? What incident that happened today, or?
Told us that you guys had rid of it, just screaming today. Alright? I guess. Just keep your hands out of your pocket for me. Okay. Alright. I guess at some point she fell, hit her head. She had a little bit of pain in her head. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to remove you from the situation. We're gonna go back to the precinct. While she gets checked out, make sure she's okay, and go from there, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So what I'm gonna just say now is I'm gonna ask you to turn around and put your hands behind your back, okay?
That's not, we can step out.
Well, the officers obviously weren't going to just leave, as this was legally a domestic assault. According to nycourts.gov, New York has mandatory arrest for DV cases when a felony is committed. Furthermore, in mandatory arrest cases, even if the victims ask the police not to make an arrest, they must do so. However, Melvin was clearly determined not to go, and the officers' refusal to leave likely meant that things were about to get violent.
We're not stepping out now. All right? So can you do me a favor? Just put your hands behind your back and turn around for me. Listen, right now what you have is she said something happened, push, she has a little bit of headache. You don't cooperate and resist, that becomes a whole nother thing. That's on camera, that's obvious. Right now you have a he said, she said.
You can step out for a second.
Don't make this hard. Don't make this harder than it has to
Step
be.
out for a second.
We can't step out of that. Okay?
Well,
All right.
I mean, I should.
Right. So I'm gonna grab your hand.
Don't grab.
We gonna put your hands behind your back.
I got you.
Put your hands behind your back.
I got you.
Shoot him!
In the fray, Melvin grabbed Officer Timothy Brennan's firearm, successfully freeing it from the holster and firing several shots, hitting one officer in the hand and another in the leg. In response, the officers returned fire and hit Melvin in the stomach and leg, but despite being shot multiple times, he survived and received treatment at a nearby hospital. A subsequent look through his record showed a pattern of violence that traced all the way back to an attempted murder in 2004, for which he had served a 15-year sentence. And ever since then, he'd been arrested 6 other times, several of them being related to DV. The latest update stated that Melvin was in critical but stable condition, and the charges against him have yet to be announced. Melvin will likely be facing a couple decades in jail for that stunt, but that encounter wasn't as risky as this next one, where an officer had to fight for his weapon in the middle of a gas station. On September the 6th of 2023, police responded to the area of 4th Avenue where 2 35-year-olds had been robbed, and upon speaking to the victims, police were advised that 2 men had approached them while they were walking and demanded their possessions at gunpoint before fleeing in a vehicle. Officers got a description of the vehicle and soon located it at a nearby gas station, but upon seeing the police, the suspect in the vehicle took off, leaving his partner inside the store.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Lay on the ground now! Don't grab the gun! Put your hands out! Don't move! You understand me? Don't move! Put your hands behind... Don't do it!
In that brief moment, you can see the 19-year-old suspect and the officer pulling back and forth on the officer's gun before the suspect lets go and makes a run for it. Once he's inevitably caught, he'll likely be hit with a charge for disarming a law enforcement officer, which according to Revised Code of Washington Section 9A76023 is a Class C felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and $10,000 in fines.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Look out!
Put your hand down.
Head.
I'm trying to.
Put your hand out.
I'm trying to.
Don't move. Put your hand behind your back. Other one now.
No one was harmed in the altercation, and the suspect was subsequently transported to the police station, where they discovered that he also had a gun. He was then booked into the King County Jail for charges related to the robbery and resisting arrest. According to reports, his partner is still on the run. So much for No Man Left Behind. The next duo, on the other hand, was much more loyal to each other, so much so that they thought they could get away with killing 2 police officers.
Hey, ¿qué pasa?
On July the 6th of 2021, officers arrived at an apartment where a woman had allegedly been choked by a male. They were able to speak to the victim before going inside and trying to make contact with the suspect, Jose Vasquez Benitez.
Hola, ¿cómo está? How y'all doing? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien. La verdad que no.
¿Usted llamó?
Sí.
¿Quiere ir acá afuera a hablar con nosotros?
Bueno, yo él, dígame.
¿Eh?
Bien, ¿qué? Parece.
Vaya afuera con él. Ahorita, para hablar con usted. Él, ahí te luego.
Sí, eso.
Con permiso. A ver, véngase para acá.
Ajá, bien. Aquí nomás todo bien, tranquilo.
Cuelga el teléfono.
No, estoy hablando ahorita, por favor, disculpe.
Cuelga el teléfono.
Hey,
Cuelga el teléfono.
hey, hombre, ¿qué pasa? Hey.
The other man inside the home, identified as 18-year-old Francis Vasquez Benitez, had tried to intervene in the arrest and grab the officer's arm. This action alone could be considered assault in the state of Texas, since according to Texas Penal Code Section 2201, assault can be committed just by intentionally causing physical contact with another when the person knows or should reasonably believe that the other will regard the contact as offensive. The offense is then increased to a felony of the third degree if the offense is committed against a person the actor knows is a public servant, while the public servant is lawfully discharging an official duty.
You alright? Are you hit?
While medics rushed to the scene, Francis fled the apartment and was nowhere to be found. The paramedics soon arrived and pronounced Jose dead, and Francis was found a short while later hiding out in an apartment complex. He would then be taken into custody and charged with assault on a police officer, and the following month he pleaded guilty to the charge and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. That's a fair sentence for escalating the situation so much farther than it needed to go, but the next suspect took it even farther by escalating a simple alcohol citation into a police shooting.
He's got my gun!
On January the 24th of 2020, officers on patrol witnessed a man walking along 54th Street holding an open container of alcohol. The officers approached the suspect, identified as 31-year-old Toby Diller, but as soon as they get close, Toby took off running.
Hold up! Stop! Stop! Stop, please! 34Z, foot pursuit, north down 54. Redwood. Get on the ground! Get off me! Get on your back! Get on your back! Get on your back! Get up! Cover now! Get on your belly! Get on the ground! Put your hands behind your back. He's got my gun. Shoot him. 434Z, shots fired. Stay on the ground. Officers are code 4. Get medics started. Suspect has 1 gunshot wound to the head. Let go of the handcuff, man. Oh, firm. We're good. He's just, we gotta get medics for him.
Despite the medical intervention, Toby passed away at the scene, and following an internal investigation, officers involved in the shooting were cleared of any wrongdoing and allowed to return to work. But Toby's family argued that they want officers to be held accountable. This is reportedly the reason that Toby's siblings, all three of whom were orphans, filed a lawsuit against the police department, which also called for them to unredact the body cam footage. The family's attorney commented on the case, asking why a basic police stop resulted in a state-executed bullet to the head, further remarking that both the family and the residents of San Diego deserve the truth. The case is still currently ongoing. Officers can typically expect intoxicated suspects to be more unruly than the average one, but this case gets much more complicated when mental illness is involved. On July the 3rd of 2023, police were called to the New Rochelle Farmers Market in response to a suspect who was reportedly stealing fruit and eating it in the market. The officers arrived and located 37-year-old Jarrell Harris, almost immediately grabbing him and attempting to detain him.
What's up, guys? Does he want to just talk to the cops? He wants to too? Yo, come on, man. What are you doing in the store? You were eating the food?
What?
All right, let's go. Let's go over. Come over here. Come over here.
Take it easy.
Keep pulling back.
We'll figure it out.
Tell them to let us in.
Stop. Easy.
Taser him. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. Stop.
Jarrell was subsequently transported to the hospital, and it was there that it was discovered a bullet had entered his neck and hit his spinal cord, paralyzing him instantly and placing him in a coma. When a week passed and Jarrell still hadn't woken up, the family made the heartbreaking decision to take him off of life support. Perhaps the saddest part about the case was that Jarrell was only in town for a few days to pick up his son and take him back home in North Carolina for the summer. In interviews with the family, they reported that he suffered from mental health issues, including schizophrenia. His father has since described the killing as a modern-day lynching, and the family filed a lawsuit against the city, alleging that the officers should have known about Jarrell's mental health issues from an encounter only 2 days prior to his death. On July the 1st, police confronted Jarrell after finding him at a bus stop cutting his forearms, but he told officers that he'd smoked PCP, and he was subsequently taken to the hospital for treatment before being released later that day. Staff at Jarrell's former mental health and substance abuse program stated that he'd been discharged from the facility, quote, due to threatening behavior to other participants and not taking antipsychotic medication daily as prescribed. But there's still speculation surrounding whether or not Jarrell really grabbed that officer's gun, and the investigation is still ongoing. While there may be some confusion in Jarrell's case, the next suspect made his intentions clear when he snatched the officer's gun from his waistband.
Dude, he's gonna try to shoot me.
On March the 8th of 2024, officers responded to the Loyalty Inn, where 36-year-old Willis Adams was reportedly threatening to take the life of one of the employees. The officers were able to make contact with Willis a short time later and demanded that he immediately gather his belongings and then leave the premises.
Miss Adams, they want you to be issued a trespass warning, so that means you gotta
pay for it, bro.
I got you. They already refunded you. I made sure they did that.
How they refund me?
To your card. So
To
here
my
you go.
card. How they refund me?
Here you go.
And where's that?
He's printing it out for me right
check
now.
this room up.
Check this out for me.
I got shit. I'll
Listen
leave
to
in a
me.
minute. Look.
You gotta leave. You got stuff. You got stuff up in the room. Do you have stuff in the room?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of shit in my
Okay,
room.
so we need to go up there and clear it out because you gotta go. Boss man,
Listen, you're not listening to me because I'm not leaving a place that my name is on the property.
what you're gonna do is leave, or you're gonna go to jail for trespassing.
The motel property has his name nowhere on it. His name was only featured in a guest book that shows what room he's temporarily staying in. And being a guest, the owner of the property or someone else with the owner's authority has the right to kick him out at any time. This right is outlined in Florida Statute Section 810.08, which states that whoever, having been authorized, licensed, or invited, is warned by the owner or by a person authorized by the owner or lessee to depart and refuses to do so commits the offense of trespass.
Here.
Lock it up.
Yeah, I'm not locking up. Yeah, grab a shirt. But I'll be back here because he dropped the charges. I don't know.
You come back, you're going to jail.
Look.
If you come back, you're going to jail. I'm done talking. I'm done talking. You come back, you're going to jail.
But Willis continued to linger around the property and scream until an officer finally had enough and approached him to make an arrest.
Go ahead and talk to him. Go ahead and put your hands on me, man. Out. Come up here. I'm on the phone with him.
Who are you on the phone with?
911.
Who are you on the phone with?
Right, grab me, bro.
Hey, man.
Come on over here. Go ahead, follow me. Follow me, man. Just follow me. Come on. Keep going with it, bro. 911, buddy.
Hey, man.
Get on my face,
What
bro.
I tell you, man?
Hit me with that taser.
What I tell you?
Hit me with that
Get on the
taser.
ground, man. Get on the ground.
Bro, hit me with that taser for no reason, bro.
Get on the ground, bro.
Hit me with that
Get on the
taser.
ground.
Man, he's about to hit me with a taser for no reason. Bro, get off my
Back for a second.
Bro.
Hey, man.
Bro, I'm not a bust. You dog. Shoot me. Shoot me. You hit me with a taser, dog.
Dispatch, give me traffic.
Get back. Don't you beat me for nothing. Get off me.
Hey, man.
Bro, I will hurt you.
Man.
I will hurt you. Hey. No. Get up, back. Bro, give me that phone. Quit. 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 On the phone with the wall. Quit. Dude, quit. Quit. Sir, I'm not doing wrong. He's trying to shoot me.
At this point, Willis had unholstered the officer's gun, and both of his hands were reportedly wrapped around the middle of it, while the officer's left hand was over the barrel and his right was holding the back. Then, just a moment later, a bystander approached the fight to break it up, and the gun went off.
No! Quit! He's not me! Get off! Dude, he's gonna try to shoot me! They're trying to shoot me! Shoot me! Quit! Quit! Stop! You just trying to do a taser! Get off! Bro! Quit! He's trying to shoot us!
Hey, get the...
Quit! All the phone is just nothing!
Dispatch, he's got my gun. He's got my gun. I'm shot. I'm shot.
The officer sustained a bullet through the left hand, and as he waited there for paramedics, Willis fled the scene, tossing the gun in a nearby storm drain. But he was found and arrested not long after, and the officer was transported to the hospital. At the station, police were able to take a look at Willis's criminal history, which was quite lengthy, including offenses like burglary, battery, and drug offenses. But this time around, he would be booked into jail for his most serious charge yet, attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty to the charge and is currently awaiting trial at the Leon County Detention Center without bond. If you thought that Willis was a lot to handle, you have to stay tuned for the next suspect who completely flipped out on hospital staff and the police.
Absolutely not.
On October the 15th of 2021, officers were called to a hospital to deal with a man who was being physically combative and refusing to cooperate with medical examinations. The subject would later be identified as 25-year-old Anthony Cox.
I'm not gonna be able to hook it on there.
Okay, or you can just
Hey.
Now you guys are. I'm not resisting because you guys are hurting me.
Okay, stop.
Stop hurting me. Stop hurting me. Stop hurting me. This is most definitely.
Release your hands.
I'm not gonna release your hands. I'm not releasing. It's not your official capacity, sir. It's not your official capacity, sir.
I called him in for backup.
I don't give a. That's not official capacity. I will sue you. I will sue you federally. This is police. I will sue you federally. You think I'm playing?
Release your hands.
Put your camera on now. Put your camera on now. Put your turn your camera on.
It is.
Turn your camera on. You better turn.
What's your first name?
This is police brutality, sir. This is police brutality, sir. This is police brutality. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Then release your hands.
You're hurting me.
Release your hands.
You're hurting me. Police brutality. This is going all over the news. I will get this news article.
Oh, this incident was definitely going to be on the news, but not for the reasons that he thought. It's actually because Anthony here was about to lash out so badly that by the time he was finished, he'd have several more felonies for assault, battery, disarming, and even discharging bodily fluids at an officer.
I'm in a hospital. hospital. Police brutality. Police brutality. Police brutality. Police brutality, sir. Police brutality. Police brutality. Police brutality. Police brutality. Sir, you're hurting me. Police brutality. Police brutality. Get off me. Get off me.
Anthony, stop.
Get off of me. Police brutality.
I'm gonna take a little listen to you.
Stop it. Knock it off. Stop resisting. Get off of me. Get off of me. This is police brutality. Get off of me. This is police brutality. You're hurting me.
Let go of the hand.
You're hurting me.
Let go of the handcuff.
You're hurting me.
Let go of the handcuff.
You're hurting me.
You're in custody, so let go of the hand.
No, I'm not. I'm in the hospital, not in custody, you dumb.
Let go of the hand.
This is 8th Amendment violation. This is my 8th Amendment being violated right here.
Go.
Let go of the handcuff.
Hell no. This is my 8th Amendment violation. 8th Amendment.
The 8th Amendment states that excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Anthony is suggesting that he's currently the subject of cruel and unusual punishment. But this clearly is not a punishment. It's the result of his own non-compliance, and he's the only one making things difficult.
Let go of the handcuff.
Hell no.
Anthony,
You're hurting me.
stop.
I'm about to start headbutting you in a minute.
Anthony,
You don't get it off me.
Let go.
I'm about to bust your playing.
Let go of the handcuff.
You think I'm playing?
Anthony, we could be done if you let go of the handcuff.
No.
The handcuff. Let go of the handcuff. Let go
of the handcuff. Knock it off.
Let go.
Grab your gun. You got playing.
Let go.
I'll shoot you. Now. I'll shoot you.
Okay.
It would be here that Anthony began grabbing at a nearby officer's gun and threatening to shoot them. He also attempted to take a chunk out of an officer's arm.
Stop. Raymond. Knock it off. Absolutely not.
Knock it off. Stop resisting. Stop biting. Knock it off, Anthony. That's not within your individual capacity.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to do that. I just thought I'd ask. Yeah.
No, I'm f***ing bleeding.
Can you disengage? Yep. You gonna be able to stand up here?
Oh, are you okay?
Refuse. Refuse. You take my blood work and I refuse. I'm a guardian ad litem. I can't sign for it. And I'm not gonna tell you who.
Knock it off.
Assault. I'm suing. It's illegal. I'm in a hospital. You have no jurisdiction in here. God damn it, Anthony. Serious?
Spit mask.
No? Hope you know when I get out, I'm shooting your family. You don't have no jurisdiction out here.
want to at least confirm.
Because I'm in a custody of a jail. Plus, I'm on medication. And I'm supposed to be on, I'm on medication.
Making things worse for yourself. Just stop. Stop.
I'm not making it worse for myself.
You are. At this point, you're starting to make threats to law enforcement.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill all that.
And this is.
And shot. Man, it's okay. I'm suing out of you. She's just jumping me with something.
You can have that white stuff.
I didn't even know who it was. She didn't even tell me until after. She didn't tell me until after, dude. That's illegal.
Anthony was eventually transported back to the Monroe County Jail, where he was already incarcerated in connection to a case where he was carrying a concealed knife and resisted an officer. On top of that, he was hit with 12 new charges, including 2 counts of battery on a police officer, 2 counts of attempted battery on a police officer, 2 counts of discharging bodily fluids at a police officer, 1 count of disarming a police officer, and misdemeanor resisting an officer, disorderly conduct, and 3 counts of bail jumping. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one, and don't forget to subscribe.